Hello, hello. Welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. X and G, welcome back to you. Okay, everyone, we're waiting for the rest of the people to come in. We are almost done with June. People, it's already 25th of June. So that basically means we have like 5 days left before June month ends. Are you all ready for July? Yes. So that says a lot of things, now that we are down to the last 5 days of June, this definitely says a lot. What do I mean by that? We got two Mitsukos. Yes. One who's like one layer of digital space, and then another layer right behind me. So that's like you're getting too much of teacher Mitsuko today. Yeah, so everyone, since we are down to the last 5 days of June, of course, I hope that you make the most of your of the rest of your June holidays. I hope you don't stress yourself out too much, but at the same time, start prepare yourself mentally for school days again. Okay, start transitioning to that, to that kind of like mood, school time, so that you don't get too stressed with the transition. And I suppose you also miss some of your friends from school, so there's a level of excitement as well for you to get back, I assume. Yeah. And that brings me to my reminders for all of you. Please remember that even if you're getting back to school very soon, don't worry. Another school holiday will just immediately come. What is that school holiday? That's going to be 7th of July. Remember, you're going to have youth day soon. So, good news for you for the 7th of July, since the first challenge you have to go through is the PSLE oral this coming August. We are offering an intensive crash course, an oral intensive crash course for this upcoming school holiday. So feel free to join us for this 2 hour course wherein you will build content knowledge on commonly tested themes and at the same time practice and learn response frameworks so that you can organize your thoughts well, make sure you manage to elaborate them, and make yourself understandable for your examiners. Okay? So join us for this crash course. It's 2 hours. Make the most of your time for the school holiday. Now, if you prefer something a bit more personal, you want the time of the teacher to be just on you, you have a lot of questions you want to clarify, you want the entire practice to be solely on you because you want it to be more targeted, the feedback will be all on your performance as well. You can join our PSLE Oral one-to-one intensive coaching. Yes. Hello, Pillow. How are you? So one-to-one intensive coaching, it's a 1 hour session. You can choose one theme from a selected 10 commonly tested themes that we have. Choose one, and then you dive right into that theme for your 1 hour one-to-one session with our writers of work um, expert teacher, of course. So we are offering this for 7th of July. My day is going well. That's good. I am happy to hear that. We are also offering this for August 11, which is another school holiday, national day. Okay, so if you are really looking into getting that final boost, the final stretch, the final set of revision for PSLE oral, join us for these courses. It is, by the way, open to both primary 5 and primary 6 students. Okay, now teacher Mitsuko, I would like to focus more on my paper 2 skills because it involves quite a lot of sections, and that's where I struggle the most. My suggestion to you is to join us for Top Schools English Exam Paper 2 Revision Program. This is a 10-day program, and it's fully online so that you can do it from the comforts of your home. It's really targeted to get you to practice paper 2, learn paper 2 strategies so you can secure your marks. It is, after all, half of your PSLE grade. So it's 10 lessons. The way it works is we have one set of 10 lessons for P5. Hello, Mariah. Which restaurant are you in, Mariah? And we have another set for P6 students. You will go through one 2024 Top School Paper 2 script with the Writers of Work teacher online every single day, right, for these 10 days. And you will also receive fully annotated answer keys for these papers to guide you in your learning. No, and clones. Yeah, Mariah. It's so funny because you see the TV in the TV. So the TV that you see behind me is the same TV that you see in the video. What a loop, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So everyone, join us for this crash course. The top schools is specifically for me highly recommended. It's because it's very important that on top of just doing past year papers, for example, the thing that's always missing amongst students is the reflection that you need to do while doing these papers. Because if you just go in blindly answering past year papers or assessments and you're not understanding, you're not, number one, seeing patterns, you're not understanding commonly tested questions, you don't understand when you get things wrong, that's when the practice goes it just goes in vain. So do this practice with us, with the Rochester Support Teacher, 1 paper 2 per day, 10 days, learn the strategies, sharpen your paper 2 skills with us. If you sign up for the 10-day bundle, you're definitely getting a discounted price. And on top of that, you're getting the PSLE paper 2 annotated answer key. So it would be from 2023 and 2024, the 2 most recent ones. Okay, so consider this, everyone. Okay, yes. Hello, Davi. You're looking for Yahweh, is it? Teacher Yahweh is here, but he's not doing the live right now. He will be going live tomorrow. Don't worry. Tomorrow, his live session will be at 5:30. Host Ja, sorry. Oh, tomorrow, don't worry. Tomorrow you will see also teacher Ja from 12 noon all the way to 5:30. Okay? So you have a very huge time frame to catch her live session. Okay? So yes. Today, people, we're going through this paper. 2022 prelim paper. Are you all ready to give your answers and improve your English skills, ladies and gentlemen? I am going to start with, you look so different. Is it because I'm far? Or is it because of the funny filter? I have given up on the unskippable ads. It's okay, Mariah, you will live. Okay, now everyone, let's go through a few grammar questions. So, let's see how good you will do for these questions. The soldiers had been briefed on what to do, blank, there be an emergency. Will there be an emergency? Shall there be an emergency? Would there be an emergency, or should there be an emergency? What do you think is the answer? Give it a try. 4. So Izzy and Pillow are in consensus. They go for number 4. We are actually looking for a word, and we're introducing a conditional clause. So we're looking for a word that somehow similarly means similar meaning to if, and that word is indeed correct. Number 4. Well done, the 3 of you. It is should, functions like if here. Okay. Now let's move on to the second number. The doctor recommended that I blank a vision break every 30 minutes of near work. What do you think is the answer? Now, do keep in mind your keyword here, I would say, is the word recommended. Now, I will tell you why. So Izzy and Pillow goes for the I take, okay? Because there is a very specific reason why I am highlighting recommended as a keyword. How about Mariah? You have an answer, Mariah? Now, I am highlighting the word recommended because, take note of this, huh? When you talk about recommendations, okay? Recommendations or like demands, okay? Or even suggestions. When you are talking about this, it usually requires subjunctive mood. When you say subjunctive, right, it's hypothetical. That's why you need base form. So for example, I'll give you an example. I suggest you be quiet, right? If I were you, like that, she insisted that he leave immediately. Okay, it is essential that he be present. You know what I mean, right? So the moment you do subjunctive mood, because there's recommendations, there's demands, there's suggestion, you use it's a hypothetical scenario, therefore you use the base form. Okay, so you are right, very good, it's number one. Okay, that I take a vision break every 30 minutes of work. Okay, very good. Now, number three, blank, do you expect us to complete our project within an hour? We need more time. Okay. This one is easy, huh? Because if you try to really get down to the meaning, complete the project within an hour. If you try to see the meaning of the question, it's kind of like talking about the possibility of completing the project within an hour. So you're talking about the method or the manner in which something is expected to be done. Okay. So Zach Spy, is that how I read it? Zach Spy and Izzy goes for number two. How do you expect us to complete? So when you talk about method or manner, you are correct. The question should be how. Very good. That's correct. So always, how questions are always referring to the method or manner. All right, well done. Let's move on to number four. My elder sister is envious blank my new dress. What do you think is the answer? So basically, you are looking for the word or the preposition that pairs with the word envious. What do you think? 111. Envious of. Do you say envious of? All of you are saying one. You are correct. Envious of my new dress. Mariah Carey, no. Okay. This is by far blank movie that I have ever watched. What do you think is the answer? Now, you are being tested on the degrees of comparison. Okay? Are you doing comparative? Are you doing superlative? You need to think about it. You have a clue inside for you to know whether it's comparative or a superlative. Can you try to give me the clue? If you can find it in the question. Can you all tell me the clue? Is there a clue inside that tells you whether you should use comparative or like superlative? Okay, all of you saying number three. By far, very good. And ever, very good. Well done. These two actually tells you that you're doing one thing compared to everything else, right? So it's not just one compared to another one. It's like this compared to everything that I've watched before, right? So you are indeed correct. This is superlative. So we are going for number three, which is the most entertaining, because four is comparative. One and two are not doing comparisons at all. Very good. Well done. Okay, let's move on to number six. Now, I'm going to pass this test with flying colors. Blank, ask Sharon. So you do have here question tag, but I need you to be very careful for this specific question, huh? I will let you know why in a moment. Okay, I will let you know why in a moment. Let me put my phone. Okay, anyone who wants to give number 6 a try, drop in your answer. Don't be shy. If you are unsure, it's fine. Feel free to still put it in. We can discuss it. Okay. So now, obviously, this is a question tag type of question. If the statement is positive, question tag is negative, and vice versa. Okay, pillow goes for aren't I. Okay. Now, anyone else who wants to agree with Pillow's answer? Okay. Aren't I? But why? Okay, slogore. S logo. Is it slogore for the win? Or is it S logo? Okay. I'll explain something to you, and this is the reason why I told you just now to be very careful. Okay. Now I know you are very used to like the usual question tag rule wherein, oh sure, if the statement says should, then I'm just gonna use shouldn't I? Right, all right. Or if the statement says couldn't, then I'm just gonna cancel the couldn't and use could. Right? So very straightforward, positive, negative, negative, positive. And is becomes isn't, or isn't becomes is, like that. Now, this is one of the exceptions. S logo ray. I am is short for I am, right? When that is your the one that is used in the statement, the question tag is aren't I. Okay, not am I not. Okay. This is wrong. Okay. Yeah. Now, what if the statement uses I am not? For this one, the question tag is am I? Okay? So this is one of the exceptions. If it's am I, question tag is aren't I. But if it's I am not in the statement, the question tag is am I. Okay? Yeah, so for this one, you are correct. Pillow, the answer is indeed number 4. Okay. I think the likely reason why they don't actually use am I not, it's because it doesn't have a contraction. If you notice, the question tags are always contracted. Shouldn't I? Aren't I? Couldn't I? Did she? Won't she? Like that. But because am I not doesn't have a contraction, that's probably why they also didn't put it in the question tags. Okay. So, but if the statement says, I am not human, am I? That's correct. But if I say, I'm not human, hold on, I'm human, aren't I? Okay? We clear with that. Take note of that. One of the exceptions, this is the funny thing about the English language. There are rules, okay? But there are also exceptions to the rule. All right, so number 7. People who work at night have to get used to blank in the daytime. What do you think is the answer? Now, hello, chill, Jill. Okay, get used to is always followed by a specific form of a word, which is what form? Very good, chill, Jill. It's followed by a gerund. And gerund is a verb that it's used as a noun in the sentence. So, and it's ing. If you're familiar, gerunds are in ing form. Very, very good. Well done. Now, let's go to number 8. Advice about possible career choices blank to the students who are interested to know more. Okay, this one, give it a try. I think this question, to give you a quick clue, is testing how good you are at spotting the actual subject of the sentence, because then that would help you to determine subject verb agreement and at the same time the tense. S logo Ray goes for number 2, is it? Or Sharky Boy also goes for number 2, but Chill goes for number 1. So you're all, some of you think we should do plural, some of you think we should do singular. What do you think is the subject here? Okay, the subject, as in what is the sentence talking about? Is it talking about choices, career choices, or is it talking about advice? This here, if you look at this carefully, it is actually talking about advice. This is the main subject. And the main subject is singular. Uncountable. Okay. Therefore, it's singular form, can so are, can so have. And we're using is given, which is number 1. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to number 9. Blank, you continue to work hard, you will not achieve your goals. Okay, this one is easy. What is the word that you use to put to, especially when you talk about a condition, but highlighting the negative condition? This one is very specific, especially if if it highlights negative condition. Very good. You're all in consensus. You all got the right answer, unless. Okay. Now, let's end strong for grammar MCQ. Let's get the last question correctly. Let's try. Commonly tested. Neither of the twins blank to join in the game, but they have offered to organize it. Now, neither of, okay, is always what? Give it a try. Okay, Pillow goes for number 1. Who else wants to give it a try? Do you want to agree with Pillow's answer? Rule of proximity, is it? Okay, now children, I'm happy you have been listening to some of the rules. However, proximity rule only applies when the partners are there. So when I say partners, neither plus nor, and then either plus or. So when these partners are in the same sentence, that's when you use the proximity rule, okay? And you need to know because you usually see 2 people, right? Neither the kids nor the boy. So to remember, so as not to get confused, look at the one closest. But the partners are not in this sentence. So I need you to be very careful with this. When it's only using neither and it's only using either of or neither of, it's always singular. Okay? So that would mean to say the answer is what? Number 2. So that's one thing I wanted to remember. First layer is very good. You remember the proximity rule, but the proximity rule applies when the partners and when the BFFs are there. When I say BFF, right? Neither and nor are both in the same sentence. Either and or are both in the same sentence. So for you not to get confused which person or which subject to look at for subject verb agreement, you check the closest one. However, for this case, the partners are not here. When it only says neither of and only says either of, it's always singular. Okay, everyone? All right, so we're good with that. Are you all ready for vocabulary questions? These are the things that you do actually get to practice more of and really learn the pattern and structures in our top schools English exam paper 2 revision program with our teachers. So feel free to join us for this 10-day fully online program. It's 10 days using 2024 top school primaries paper 2 papers. And you will also receive fully annotated answer keys. It's going to be fully online. Full paper 2 per lesson, 1.5 hours. Okay, now let's move on to vocab questions. All right, ready? Now, the culprits were fortunate to escape punishment despite the blank of their offense. What do you think? The culprits were fortunate to escape punishment despite the blank of their offense. Pillow goes for 1. Now, some students may actually get confused with some of these, some of the options here, but not all. Okay. Anyone who wants to agree with below's answer, or you have your own answer, drop it in. But let's give this one a quick try. We are looking for the word that talks about the nature of the offense that's done by the culprits, right? Now, do we say difficulty, how hard something is, right? How hard? Are we talking about how hard the offense is? No, we're not talking about that. Are we talking about the intensity of the offense? Some students may actually consider number three. Like, sure, can't I say intensity of the offense? Because intensity is to the degree of force or strength, right? But you don't actually use this to describe, you don't use this to describe nature of an offense. Okay, so cannot be the answer. Also not the answer. Do we say urgency of the offense? Urgency is the need for immediate action. If something is urgent, it has to be done immediately. We're not talking about that. So in this case, you're correct. The answer is severity. When you say severity, you're talking about the seriousness. The seriousness of something. So, or harshness of something. So indeed, you are right. The answer is number one, severity. Okay, very good, Pillow. Number 12, let's go. Kelly was blanked for her brave act in saving the drowning child. I think if I think you would the common confusion for number 12 would be I've appreciated and commended, because they have very close definitions but not quite. Okay, so both Pillow Siak, hello, and Chiljo goes for number 4. Okay, so I think it's pretty straightforward that noticed and approved are not the correct answer. I think I would just like to clarify a common confusion that may happen amongst students. Appreciated is to recognize, okay? So it kind of like, oh, isn't it appreciated also, teacher? Kind of like recognize the value of something. But it's not very precise though, because we're looking for a very precise word to talk about formally praising someone. And that precise word is commended. When you commend someone, you actually praise them formally for something good that they have done. Or like officially. It's very official. So let's say, for example, some students may get confused because there was one question one time where the options have commended and praised. Again, commended is more official. Praised is a compliment nonetheless. It's still a compliment, but it's a bit more informal in a sense. So for example, the question is like, oh, the police officer blank the girl. So it's that would be a bit more official as well, because it's a police officer. It's the authority to giving the compliment. So it's like commended, right? So that is indeed number 3. Okay. Very good. Okay. Welcome to you, Crystal. Now let's move on to number 13. Your new jacket really blanked the color of your eye. Okay. So you now have phrasal verbs. I think you actually noticed by now, you see a pattern, right? There's always like, not all the time, but 90% of the time, they will always put phrasal verbs in the vocab MCQ. And do keep in mind, phrasal verbs are also being tested in comprehension close, in grammar close. So practice your phrasal verbs, okay? Your new jacket really blanked the color of your eye. What do you think is the answer? You're going for number 3. Really brings out, is it? Now, we're looking for the phrasal verb that talks about, the jacket being like that item that highlights the color of your eye. So for that case, you are correct, Chiljo and Pillow. It's bring out, okay? You highlight or enhance, highlight or enhance something. Or enhance. Now, let's discover the meaning of all the other phrasal verbs, because this may not be the correct answer now, but they may appear later in other passages. When you bring something in, you introduce it, okay, or incorporate it. Now, if you bring up a topic, you mention it or you raise a topic. Okay, you mention. Now, how about bring along? Okay, this one is pretty straightforward. Take something with you. Okay, take something with you. So indeed, the answer is number 3, bring out. Now, number 14, Lester blank that we go to his house for a meal and we obliged. What do you think? Alleged, alleged, claimed, insisted, protested. What do you think? Pillow goes for insisted. Jill agrees. Okay. Now, I think your clue here is like, we obliged, right? So he probably kind of like asserted, like, come to my house, like that. Or please visit me to my house, or that. Okay. So let's see which word actually points out that kind of a meaning. So alleged, when you alleged, it means to say you claim something. Okay, claim something without proof. Okay, she allegedly took the pen, like that. But you don't have a proof. Claim is to state something as a fact. Insisted is when you demand or something firmly. And protested, like if you protest, like you express objection now. And so from this definition, Lester did want them to do something. So the closest one that we use here is the best answer is indeed number 3. Very good. Insisted. Good job. Okay, let's move on to number 15. Let's end strong for vocabulary as well, ladies and gentlemen. It is better to do things slowly and properly as blank. On top of phrasal verbs being commonly tested, idioms as well are commonly tested in vocabulary MCQ. Okay, what do you think? It is better to do things slowly and properly as haste makes waste, still water runs deep, a stitch in time saves 9, or time and tide wait for no man. Oh, this is, somebody says this in Mobile Legends. Time and tide wait for no man. Maybe it's who is that? Lolita. Okay, Javier is here. Welcome, Javier. Javier goes first, number 3. A stitch in time saves 9. Pillow, nonetheless, goes for number 1. Haste makes waste. Okay. Now, anyone else who wants to give this number a try, type in your answer, please, while I discuss the meanings of the idioms. Okay. Firstly, the question is saying it's better to do things slowly because if you don't, what is the, what is the consequence? And the consequence is being said in an idiomatic expression kind of way. Okay. Now, haste makes waste means that when you're rushing often leads to mistakes. Okay. Rushing often leads to mistakes. Okay. Still water runs deep. Wow. So someone, okay, this means that it's someone who is quiet, right? Okay, or reserved, right? May have deep thoughts. Okay, so you cannot just judge them just because they don't talk. Deep thoughts or feelings. Okay, a stitch in time saves 9 means that taking care of a problem early can prevent it from becoming worse. Can prevent it from becoming worse. So the problem with idiom number 3 is that it does not really talk about the consequence of doing things in a rush. So it just talks about making sure you solve the problem as they start, as opposed to solving them much later on. Okay? So time and tide, wait for no man. Time continues. So time continues. Time waits, doesn't wait for you. So if I talk now and I say, time, please stop, of course that time will just continue. Okay? So indeed, from this set of answers, haste makes waste. Don't rush. Okay? Okay? If you do it fast, you messed up. Very good. That's correct. Okay? I mean, I eventually do it. You do it long enough. You repeat it long enough. You may get a bit faster, but that comes with time. Right? You have to practice. It's better that you're slow. You're making sure it's right. Okay. Speed will eventually pick up on its own the more experience you get with doing something repeatedly. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to choose which is the next section we're going to go to? Comprehension close, synthesis and transformation, or editing? What do you want? And while you are typing in your votes right there, please do recall, people of the world, we're about to end the month of June. We're entering July, and that means we're very much closer to PSLE oral, first and foremost, which is going to be on the 13th and 14th of August. And that is why for the school holiday, July 7 and August 11, we are offering you a PSLE oral intensive crash course, P5 and P6 students, so you can ramp up your oral revision skills, most especially that PSLE 2025 now has a new format. So we have also made changes in the way we teach our oral lessons to make sure you are ready for the new format. Okay, if you want something a bit more personalized, you want all the attention of the teacher for yourself, we also have the one-to-one intensive coaching. Okay, 1 hour session with the teacher. Choose one commonly tested theme from a list of 10 themes. Choose that one, and then you'll dive right into that theme for your 1 hour session with the teacher. Okay, so ramp up, improve the way it's important that you go for more targeted practices now, especially that you're getting closer to end of your examinations and PSLE. Join us for these 2 oral lessons. I used to think close was to bring out the creativity. Okay, you want close, is it? Okay, I haven't done the comprehension close from the paper yesterday, so let's do that one. It's the Nanyang paper. Okay. Now, let's do this paper. Are you ready for comprehension close, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. This is the part, Jason, but it's not going to be... yes, correct. So let's record now. Okay. Everyone, are you ready? So, this is... okay. So let's go through a few comprehension close questions. This one is very important. We need to fill in the blank, 1 word per blank. Okay. Now it's very important before you even start answering your comprehension close passage. Make sure you know the big topic. The big topic, how to know that? I need you to quickly just read through it very quickly to know what the passage is talking about, so that you prepare your brain for the vocabulary that you need for this specific topic. Contextual clues are much easier to find and understand the moment you know what this whole thing is talking about. It saves you time. It helps you piece things and clues together much faster. Okay, so everyone, what do you think is a big topic here? Just sometimes you get lucky, because the moment you read through the first paragraph of the passage, you will already actually know what the whole thing is about. Sometimes it's not that obvious. Most of the time it is. What do you think is this passage talking about? Maps. Very good. Now, so start talking about maps. Start thinking about maps, navigations, locations. How do you find specific directions? So that's the thing you're conditioning your brain to start thinking about the moment you know what the big topic is. Okay. Now let's start and read through some of the lines, and let's think about what clues are there to actually help you answer each blank. Okay. A map is a drawing of all or parts of the Earth's surface. Its basic blank is to show where things are. Your first number basically is giving you a contextual clue. The clue is show where things are. That is the what of a map. Very good. Well done. That was very fast. So correct. This is your clue. And this clue brings you to, it's the basic what? It's the basic function of a map. I will actually use a different word. Who else can give me another possible word instead of the word function? You can also use something synonymous to function will be used as well. Now, do keep in mind one word per blank. I'm just giving another possible answer, another acceptable answer for this number. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Maps may also show visible features such as lakes, buildings, and roads. Okay, they may also show things that cannot be blank, such as boundaries and temperatures. Okay, now you have a very important clue here. If you, the moment you see such as, you know it's gonna give you like an example of what it wants to say. Okay, boundaries and temperatures. There is also, the previous sentence is also a clue, because the previous sentence says it can show you visible features. It may also show you, you are looking for something of the opposite meaning. Okay, so these are once again contextual clues. So if the previous sentence talks about things that can be seen, the next one talks about things that cannot be. Very good. Seen. And then to even give you the chance to really check, my handwriting is very ugly, to even give you the chance to really see if your answer is correct, then you have additional clue there that says such as boundaries and temperatures. Can you see boundaries and temperatures? Technically, no, right? Now let's move on. Many maps show the location and shape of features on the Earth's surface. These often blank of natural and man-made features within the area represented. Your clue here is man-made and natural features. Also, this word pairs with the word off. What do you think is the word we're looking for? Give it a try. Blank off, and then it talks about what maps are made up of. That's the kind of meaning that we're trying to look for. Made up of what? Now, Crystal, if we say made of, it will be grammatically wrong. So there is another word. Very good, Pillow. The word is consists. Well done. Okay, now let's move on to the next sentence. Blank maps show the boundaries of countries and cities, or even the climate of different areas. Okay, so contextual clue once again. The previous sentence have been talking about maps that functioned specifically. Okay, so the last sentence is also talking about blank maps with these functions. So what is the word? Sorry, Boo. Yes, it has to be with no S. Let me clarify that. Sorry. Because it's these. And be careful. Be careful. Let me highlight that one quick one. Let me highlight this quickly. If the answer is consist, and keep in mind, it's the subject is plural, these. So subject verb agreement, consist, also plural. All right. Now, moving on to number 54. Where are we now? What do you think is the answer? Blank maps show the boundaries of countries and cities, or even the climate of different areas. Keeb says, some maps. I will accept that. Very good. Some maps, or I will also accept other maps. All right. Now, I will not accept all, Crystal, because this is specifically talking about a group of maps that has this function, but not all maps are like this. Okay, so it's talking about these kinds of maps and those kinds of maps and these types of maps. Okay, now let's proceed to the second paragraph. Now, maps are typically drawn on a flat surface. A map displayed on a spherical surface is called a globe. While globes can provide the blank information as flat maps, while globes, okay, this is one full sentence. We can stop the recording now, Jason. Thank you. Now, while here you see that there's two blanks in one sentence, so you need to sometimes read all the way, even if you're not answering yet, so you understand the meaning of the sentence. While globes can provide the blank information as maps, very good. Keep. Saying keep. The same. Very good. Yeah. The same information as flat maps. It is a more blank representation. More what? Because it's like spherical. Okay. Accurate. Okay. Accurate, I will accept. There's another better word that I also like though, because it's in the shape of, I mean, not exactly, but it's in the shape of the earth. So it's more what? It starts with letter R. Well done. Yes, realistic. So it's much closer to the shape of where we actually are. Now, it is a more realistic representation. This is because the spherical globe shows the Earth as it blank, like when observed from outer space. Shows the Earth as it. What do you think? As it is. Very good, Pillow. As it is. I will also accept as it looks. This kind of fun makes me miss schooling. Nice also know. So that's why I always say this is for everyone. So if you're just here to just kind of like, reminisce the school life, feel free to do so and drop in your answers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, unlike modern maps, let's go. Blank maps had drawings to show locations of features like castles and mountains. Unlike modern maps, contextual clue, they're giving you the opposite. So what maps are we talking about in this sentence? The opposite of modern map. Traditional has a very has a cultural context into it. So I am looking for a more straightforward word. Older, very good. Now, to blank that the drawings were clear, they were painted on large canvases. Pretty cool. To blank that the drawings are clear, they were painted on large canvases. They want to make it certain that no one gets confused by the details inside. So to ensure, Boo and Pillow, very good. To ensure. Well done. Such maps were nice to look at and easy to understand. Blank, as more details were included, they became cluttered. So we're talking about how it evolved. Okay, how it evolved. So what do you think is a word? We're also talking about like it's like it's a negation, right? It's a contrast. It's contrasting to the previous sentence. However, very good. Well done. I will also actually accept another word that starts with letter U. What do you think? Anything that comes to mind? Hi, I don't know. Welcome back to you. Unless no. Ultimately, no. Unfortunately, I'm looking for the word unfortunately. Okay, blank time. Maps were made simpler. What do you think? Although, okay, Pillow, good question. However, would be more accurate compared to the word although, even though they most likely have the same function. Mostly because I'll tell you why. However is the one that you use, especially when the contrasting ideas are in two different sentences. Although you use for when the contrasting ideas are in the same sentence. But for this case, the contrasting ideas are in two different sentences. You connect them using however. Okay? Now, blank time, maps were made simpler. So now we move on with how things evolved. So we say blank time, very good, Crystal. Over time, with time, I will also accept. Modern map makers, blank drawings with symbols. Okay, so to make it like slightly simpler and not way too big, easily understandable, they blank drawings with symbols. What do you think? Very good. Replace. Each symbol represents one particular thing. Features such as cities, rivers, and railroads are represented blank different symbols. Represented what? It pairs with the word represented. What do you think is the right? I will accept represented by. It's by. I will not accept as. I will accept represented with or using. Okay? Okay. For blank, double black lines with red between them can be a symbol for a main road. It's giving a what? It's giving. Why as cannot? So if let's read it one more time. Features such as cities, rivers, and railroads are represented as different symbols. Because when you say represented as this, you have to be talking about only one thing. This one is talking about all these things. So represented as, when you're talking about a representation of one thing and then this one. But when you're talking about it in groups, it's grammatically wrong. So you have to say represented by, with, or using. Now, number 64. For example, correct. Well done. Double black lines and so on. Okay, with red in between. Then can be a symbol for a main road. Blank to maps with drawings. Such maps contain more details and still easy to read. For instance, acceptable. Yes, okay. Blank to maps with drawings. Such maps contain more details and are still easy to read. Now you are very good, X, compared to maps with drawings. Such maps contain more details and are given the variety of symbols. A legend is therefore included to describe their usage in maps. Good job, everyone. Well done to all of you. Now let's proceed to, I'm going to go back now to this paper and then move on to S&T. Let's see and test your S&T skills. You ready? Let's go. Or do you want to do editing instead? Let's do a vote. Editing first or SNT first? I mean, we can do another compre close. Because I went back to the compre close for yesterday's paper. Because yesterday we didn't cover compre close. Okay, so we have one vote for. Oh, you have to go now, Pillow. Okay, Pillow, thanks for dropping by. So we have one vote for editing and one vote for close. Pillow, vote for one first before you go, so we break the tie. Maybe Pillow left already. Okay. Okay. Now, then let's give it a try. I love Sprite. Hello, welcome. Okay, Boo already started answering you. Very strong, huh, Boo? Okay. Now, then let's move on to SNT first, because we only have one vote for editing and one for compre close. I don't want to choose, so let's go for SNT. Okay. Now, the twins love to watch movies. The twins love to read books. Not only, okay. Anyone else wants to try this and see if you agree with Boo's answer? Now, your answer is not only do the twins love watching movies, they love to read books too. Okay, now Boo, thank you for sharing the live. McDonald's, my favorite. Yes, Boo, thank you. You are paying attention, yes. First, it's past tense. And secondly, not only an easy way to remember is not only is BFF is but also. Yeah, so not only did we go for past tense, the twins love to watch movies, but they also loved to read books. Yeah. All right, now moving on to number 67. My classmates were sweeping the floor when I entered the classroom. Okay, this is basically active to passive voice. Give it a try. The floor. So if this is the subject, the verb, and the object, now we do it it's that instead of SVO, we do OVS. Give it a try. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. The floors is it, Boo. We're being swept by my classmates when I enter the classroom. Everything else was correct. Just one thing about the floor. The floor is only singular, huh? So we keep it singular, but the rest were good. So it's only the floor, one floor. So was being swept by my classmates when I entered the classroom. Good job. Okay. Now number 68. Ooh, direct speech, reported speech. People, how do you get Ben to come here yesterday? Okay. Let's try. Okay. We update the tense, the pronouns, and the time. And the place and proximity, if you recall. Right? Let's go and give it a try. Last three numbers, everyone. Let's go. Welcome, Mulan. Just joined the live. Wow, we are happy. Oh, thank you for following us, Hannah Asha. Welcome to the live community of Writers at Work. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, now let's break it down, people. Now, Sally asked Jane, so this is a question word question, so we definitely are going to use that. How? Now, um, okay, Yaya Papaya is here. Hello, Yaya Papaya. Okay, Sally asked Jane how she had gotten. Very good. Did you get is past. So we go past perfect, correct? How she had gotten been to. Okay, just one thing, Yaya Papaya, come becomes go. To go there. And here becomes there. The previous day. Okay, so this is the complete version of when I say, everyone be mindful of your TP. TP stands for tense, pronouns, time, and for this case, place or proximity is also added inside. All four things are tested. Okay, now number 69, she encouraged me constantly. I overcame all odds. Okay, this one requires word form change. Let's see if you know which word form to change. I'll give you about 15 seconds to give this number a try, and then let's see. 10 seconds or 15 seconds. I'll go through the correct answer with you. If anyone wants to give this a try, please feel free to do so. Butt cheeks spreader. With all odds. Okay. She messaged me because what is that? Okay, Boo said with her constant encouragement. Butt cheeks, you say hi and bye already, huh? Okay, Boo correct. So with her constant, so it requires constantly adverb to change it to an adjective, and verb change it to a noun. What's the noun of encouraged? Encouragement. With her constant encouragement, I overcame all odds. So it's a very common thing in synthesis and transformation questions that they require you to learn how to properly convert words into another form. So most of the time it's verb to noun, it's adjective to adverb, or vice versa, noun to adjective. So you have to practice that so you get it correctly every time. Okay, now a last number for synthesis and transformation. Malaysia and Singapore are separated by the Straits of Johor. Separating Malaysia Who wants to give this number a try? Let's end strong, people. This is the last number for synthesis and transformation. Let's give it a try. Is the Straits of Johor. Very good, Zach Frank Lee. Well done. Separating Malaysia and Singapore is the Straits of Johor. Well done, people. You just finished your SNT, so now is the last section that we're gonna go through. We're gonna do a quick fire round of editing, because this is an easy one. I actually really do trust that you're gonna go through this very quickly. Are you ready? Quick fire round. That means to say we need to do editing in just 10 minutes. Can you do it? Of course you can. I trust in you. I trust in you. So let's do this 12 questions for editing. Correct any grammatical or spelling error that you see. Let's give it a go, people. Okay, I will highlight along the way so you see where am I. Now, dear diary, my first day in school was memorable. I could still recall the events that happened even after a long time. Whatever I reminisce my primary school life, whatever is obviously spelled correctly, so this is a grammatical error. What do you think is the answer? Is it whatever, or you want to say every time? So what's the right word? Crystal, very good. Whenever means every time. Okay. I will feel not okay. We're looking for the word nostalgic and how to spell that correctly. Nostalgic. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Frankly, very good. That is the correct spelling of nostalgic. Mhm. Nostalgia is when you feel kind of like sad, but also like at the same time, you like remembering the memory, you know? Mhm. I woke up to the sound of my alarm clock early that morning and a wave of excitement overwhelmed me. Wrong spelling. Give me the correct one. How to spell overwhelmed? Overwhelmed, ladies and gentlemen. Overwhelmed. Mhm. Boa, you're way ahead, Boo. Crystal, correct. And when you are correcting the spelling for editing, make sure you keep the word form. You're only correcting the spelling. Don't change the word form. Okay, good. I got ready for school while my mother packed my snack box filled with nutritious food. Entering into the school premises. Premises! You're looking for the word that talks about a land or a building owned by someone, especially in a company or organization. Premises. How to spell premises? I am still in number 42, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Butt cheeks. Correct. That is correct. You all go through it, Mia. Premises, Crystal. Very good. Premises. Okay. I had simultaneously I had a simultaneous feeling of joy and fear. Many boys and girls were seeing playing merrily at the school compound. We're seeing playing merrily. This is grammatical error. What do you think is the correct word? We're seen. Very good. Very good, Boo. You are on the right number. Crystal, good. How could they be so happy without their mothers? In the classroom, the mood was intensive. Is it? We need the adjective. The mood was what? Intense. Very good, Boo. It's intense. Well done. Wrong word form. Grammatical error. Now, let's move on. We did not see what to expect. We did not see. We did not know, sorry. As soon as I got used to the routine for scheduled classes, I finally understood the importance of having a disciplined life. Wow. Disciplined. How to spell it? Disciplined. Wow, so fast, huh? Okay. Commonly misspelled word, mostly because of the SC, and at the same time the INDE. Discipline. Well done. Very good. Now, and its benefits. If any of us misbehaved or did not pay attention in class, misbehaved. Okay, this one I would assume you know how to spell. I'm not gonna assume anything. All right, Crystal, you have a spelling as well. I'm gonna wait for you. Miss with one S only. And the word behaved. And of course, if it's a spelling error, keep the word form. You're only correcting the spelling. Don't change the word form. Correct. Very good. Now, and if or did not pay attention in class, our teachers could reprimand us or inform our parents. It's not could. You want to express a future possibility. Future possibility, you will use the word what? Or like future possibility or hypothetical situations. Our teachers what? Would. Very good, Crystal. Would reprimand us or and inform our parents. Okay. My form teachers then went through our school rules before getting us to introduce. Okay. Went through our school rules. Okay. You want to say you review or examine something briefly. It's not went through. It's what? Went. There is a difference between went through and went blank. No, went over. Very good, Greg. Okay. So when you go over something, you review and examine something briefly or in detail. Went through is you experience. When you go through is you experience it, you endure something. Or if you can talk about it in an examination where you examine or review something but very thoroughly. Okay, but I don't assume the teacher did it very thoroughly because you have I give you briefly the rules and then do your introduction. Okay, before getting us to introduce myself, it's us right here. So us becomes not myself, but through was a bait. It was. And remember, Boo, if you call it in your school days for editing, you don't change the type of the word, the wrong word that they gave you. Usually the correct answer is not obviously a very different word from it. It's like from the same family member. Ourselves, very good. Now, I started to enjoy the conducive environment. It's commonly misspelled from P5 and P6 students of my class. During snack break, I shared my food with one of my classmates. That marked the start of our beautiful friendship. Spell environment, please. Without okay, very good. Just don't forget the N there. A lot of students always forget the N after the O. Environment. Okay. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Okay, it's 6:57. We are about to end the live session. Before I go and let you all go, please do remember June is ending soon. We still have, don't worry, you still have 2 more school holidays coming up, July 7th and 11th of August. And for these 2 school holidays, we are offering PSLE Oral Intensive Crash Course and one-to-one coaching. You can do one or you can do both, up to you. Depending on how much practice you still need to really ace your PSLE oral exams, or for P5 students, end of year examinations. Yes. So if you want to instead focus on paper 2 practice, we also have Top School's English exam paper 2 revision program. It's 10 days fully online, so you can do this from the comforts of your home. And you would do this, of course, with an expert Rod as a work teacher. 1 paper, 2 paper per day from 2024 Top Primary School Paper 2. And you will receive fully annotated answer keys for this as well. If you sign up for the 10-day bundle, you're getting a discounted price for sure, and an additional PSLE Paper 2 annotated answer keys. 2 of them from 2023 and 2024. So if you don't need this, share this with someone who may also need this. You can visit our website, or we have a WhatsApp number, very big right there, 8404-9281. So everyone, we have officially passed the halfway point of the year. Just an important reminder for all of you. So it's time to revisit the revision plans that you have. We make it more targeted, or it's time to revisit all the New Year's resolution that you previously made. Make some adjustments if possible. Yeah. For the students, most especially, it's important that you really focus on fixing, making sure you know your strengths and weaknesses at this point, and you do more targeted practice towards improving on your weaknesses and banking on your strengths as well. So thank you all so much for joining me today for the live session. I will see you all again on Friday, but we still do have live sessions tomorrow with our other hosts. Please remember to follow us so we do more live sessions together in the future. Thank you and goodbye.